Okay, so we have Pandemicparser, help with gameplay, Cassidy and Tracer. Can't find your mistakes. You think your mistakes are missing your pulse bombs, overall wasting them, tunnel vision, predictability, and you think your Cass doesn't have many mistakes. So, starting out, I don't really like to start up here as Tracer. I prefer to start in the back, in the back left over there, behind that yellow building over there. That's where I prefer to start. But what should you be doing in this moment? Or you could also start bottom right here. You should be scouting out the enemy team, looking for people you should be attacking. Some general guidelines as Tracer, or things to do as Tracer. Pre-fight, you either don't make yourself known and you take a flank angle and then wait for an opening, then make yourself known and attack the opening, or you make yourself known and you show yourself in the main angle pre-fight, and then as this fight's going, while they're not paying attention to you, then you go on a flank angle attack openings. Either way, you're attacking openings, but you're just switching up the way you do it so that they don't know where you're coming from. So for example here, if I'm starting behind that yellow house, yellow building, I'm doing the hide, don't show myself, then fight begins. I look to see what's open and attack it. But right here, you should be listening, scouting out what exactly do they have. I don't know if you're calming or not, but what do they have? What are their weaknesses? So if we look here, there's two things to notice. You have two counters in May and Ash because they can both one-shot you, as well as Moira is also a counter because she's got a lot of survivability, hard to kill as Tracer even if you're good with Tracer. Mercy is probably the easiest target, even though she's evasive. And Winston is pretty good for trying to stick to kill a Winston as long as you know he doesn't have his primal. But overall, Darkhomp's not great for you as a Tracer, but you can try play Tracer into anything, really, if you play her well enough. So, let's see what goes on. I mean, kind of doing nothing. Waste all that on a Moira, who there's like a 10%, not even 10%, like a 5% chance you kill her there. And now you have used your recall. When you have your recall, you can make risky plays. You can go in and really attack because you know you have that safety net. But then once you lose your recall, you got to play safer, more with your team or farther away from the enemy. And be cautious because you don't have a safety net to back you up. So you sort of wasted your recall there. We know Moira, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to kill her there. So why use that ability on her when you should be scouting out what's going on with their team right now, looking for openings on somebody who you will actually get some value on. So now, your sense looks a little too fast. Just a little. It's not very smooth, and just overall your gameplay is not very smooth in the sense that you don't aim while you're blinking, and when you do aim, you're kind of moving all over the place. So Okay, you get out because you used your recall. Fair enough. Finish off that Moria. Fair. Playing slow because you don't have recall. It's fine. Okay. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Show your face pre-fight in main. Now, you sneak your way onto a flank angle, right side, and then wait for the fight to start. So let's see if you do it. No. It can be very hard to get anything done here from this angle. You're fighting main. When right now, say you had went right side like I said, and you had waited till this fight started. Mercy doesn't know your right side. Boom, you come out, you're behind that Mercy, you start shooting her, applying pressure. Moira comes to help. Their team doesn't have healing, your team has healing. You're in the middle of a fight, so as long as you keep them occupied, your team wins. But now you've used your recall fighting in main when you're not a frontline character, and you're going to have to play passive, and your team's going to lose this fight. I've pre-watched a little bit. Walking out into the open against the Ashe and standing still. Once again, you're frontlining instead of taking flanking angles. You could have easily walked right through that hallway up there, came back around, gotten a better angle on all these targets. And here, not really reason to use that pulse bomb, but oh well. I usually say to use pulse bomb off cooldown in general, but it was rushed. Is really the problem. Is that you just threw it out there and rushed it. Not your problem with using it there per se, but you just rushed it. You weren't ready to do it. You have a good setup. Okay. So you sort of did what the other option that I was saying. You sat in a flank angle. You waited till they forget you're there, or you didn't let them know you were there. And then during fight, you go on a flank. Except for instead of going on a flank, you walk into main, and you do help get a secure kill there, which was good. I'm not saying that was wrong, but what would I have done? I would have went left side, created off angle pressure from the flank angle. Because right now you have your recall. You can be aggressive here and make dicey plays. Once again, walking out in front of an Ashe with no cover and not really doing any evasive maneuvers. If you want to do that same thing, you just gotta play with cover. There's that room to your right. You could have played within that cover, applied pressure, helped kill with your diva, and not died there. Just gonna skip ahead. Once again, tagging Moira when you're not gonna kill the Moira and wasting your recall. Here you should be setting up. Choosing one of the two things that I just said. You peek main pre-fight, and then, whereas the fight's about to start, you go down a flank angle, and they're not expecting you, they're still thinking, Tracer was main last time I saw her. Then, once the fight starts, and you come from flank angle, they're not ready for it, boom, kill. Or, you don't show yourself at all, you sneak onto the flank angle, wait till fight starts, then you pop up and kill. But instead you just sit here, not getting into position, and then you make a circle here, which is when I stopped watching pre-watching, so after this I won't know it. But what was your plan here? I assume it was to get up here and then double dash across to attack the Ashe. But first off, you're traversing way too much open space against an Ashe, and you're wasting all your abilities to get there. So you're pretty much guaranteed gonna have to shoot, not kill her, and recall to get out. When you could have done is still attack the Ashe, came from right side. What you really should have done is you should have came from right side, like I was saying, they're not noticing you. Been sneaky, snuck up onto point, and one clip that Mercy. Or if you don't finish her off in the one clip, she's gonna fly to the maid that she's pocketing. You blink towards her, finish her off with the second clip, recall, reset with your team. Bam, your team's going into this fight up one. But we end up back where you were pre-fight. What are you gonna do against the gorilla? Once again, flank angle. Why are you trying to take the main route? There you go. That's perfect. Okay, that's just mechanics. You're gonna miss pulse bombs. Everybody's gonna hit every single pulse bomb. I could nitpick, but oh, whatever. Okay, here we switch to Cass. Cassidy, different objectives than Tracer. He is not really a flank character. You can take off angles, but you can't really flank because he doesn't have the mobility for it. And they have a Winston, which has the mobility, and Moira, which has the mobility to chase you down and kill you. So you can't really be too aggro. You're gonna have to play sort of in front of your supports, but not too far in front of your supports that you're frontlining. Why aren't you shooting the Ashe? Okay, now you got it. Good shots.
Not exactly personal.
That's suicide. That you survived. Yeah, lower your sensitivity. And chill out with your movement on Cass. Cassidy, he has really high damage output with his primary fire. You're going to out-duel most characters. So you need to focus on hitting your shots rather than evasive maneuvers. On Tracer, she doesn't do the most damage with her guns. She has to rely on her evasiveness to make them miss enough that you kill them first. It's the opposite with Cass. Slow, back and forth strafing. Because if you hit your shots more than they hit their shots, you're going to win just about every duel. Positioning fine for right now. Okay. Because you have the extra fire rate doesn't mean you have to use it. If you're missing your shots, it doesn't matter how much quicker you shoot. Yeah, missing a lot of shots. Like I said, I'd lower your sensitivity. It's up to you at the end of the day, obviously, but your aim isn't smooth. It's jittery and miss a lot of shots. Okay. Now they don't have as many dive characters for you to be scared of. So off angles are more welcome. And you have your ult, so you could go on a crazy flank on the left side here. I'd say between fights is when you'd want to do that. Their team just respawns. Go take your... Okay, you're AFK. Doing that to save your tank, I guess, but you're not gonna get any value out of this. I'm not saying you're gonna get value out of Creole a lot of the time anyways, but definitely flank create ult is a better option. Good shots there. I mean, being aware that the Moira is there, I guess is the thing, but I too didn't notice the Moira went on the flank, so can't really complain too much about that.
No time to waste.
I'm gonna predict. Oh, my prediction's wrong. I was gonna predict because I thought you were gonna go right side and drop down again. I was gonna say predict you're gonna die there. Cover. Not close enough to cover. Overall, your positioning's not too bad though. Okay, when somebody's spam strafing like that, don't try to track them. That's too much work. Just wait till they, just aim at one spot, wait till they cross your crosshair, shoot there.
Took some pleasure. I'm really feeling the
Especially when they're low like that. And they're one shot, so you got his one.
The breeze brings relief.
Okay, your Reaper got a good early pick here. Good job taking high ground. Good shot. Oh, yeah. Worth it. You're gonna come back quicker. And it's a trade to you for their tank. So, ooh, they should have definitely res the D.Va there. Weird res choice. Because it was probably possible to res D.Va there. Not sure why he switched focus. Okay, this is when I'd take the off angle, go that left side. Or, if you're really ambitious, you might be able to go right side and go on a crazy flank. Now, playing with the mid Kiriko, I guess it's fine. But like a little bit before she popped the Kiriko, is when I would have done it. Okay, play with the Kiriko, but use the payload as cover. Also, don't shoot the tanks, shoot something else. Okay, pretty good. Okay.
Cheers, love.
So what do we do here? Okay. I would have gone this route. I would have taken this angle, but you did it in such a way that everybody on their team saw you go this way. You can go the same way through the back behind this yellow house, and none of them are going to see you do it. Which is way better than, okay, that's just enting. what value you're gonna get there. You're not gonna one clip the May, and because she's getting pocketed, and you're not gonna kill the Orisa. So even if you recalled, it was just recall waste. Definitely playing worse on Tracer than Cass. But Cass was a perfect either by any means. Why are we shooting this character? Okay. That wasn't terrible what you just did there. You used cover correctly. You wasn't really a flank angle, but was an off angle. And you distracted their team long enough to not help the Orisa. Although the Orisa did kind of ints. I see this a lot with low rank tracers. In order to get to a flank route, you waste all your blinks jumping through their entire team, taking so much unnecessary risk and wasting your cooldowns that once you get behind their team, you don't have cooldowns to survive, so you just have to insta recall. In this case, their team is gonna die. But I'm just saying in general. Yeah, don't waste your blinks to get in position. Get in position, then use your blinks. Fight's already won. No reason to use that. You already killed their tank. Unless the fight started to take a nosedive, would have saved that one. What are you looking at? Frontlining again. Flanking through their team to get into position instead of getting in position and then using your blinks while you're fighting to survive. Yeah, literally you did exactly what I described what would happen. You blinked through their team, and because you had no blinks, when you're actually in the back to fight, you only had your recall to survive. So you had to use it and get no value. Whereas had you went right side, taken the flank route without using your blinks, or maybe just one blink, then when you start shooting them, first off, you're not walking right in front of them, so they're going to expect it less. And two, when they do start looking at you, you have two blinks to survive before you have to use your recall, and you're going to get way more value. Okay, I would have just recalled in the first place. You have no recall and no blinks. I'm not sure why you're blinking into their team. Your Reaper saved you there, probably. I would have been setting up. It's not your job to take cart most of the time. Sometimes it is. Very rarely, Tracer's job is to push cart. In this case, it is not your job to push cart. I'd be setting up to be on a flank angle, wait till fight starts. Exactly what I've been describing. And when fight starts, they don't know where you're at. You come out of nowhere, you kill one of them, you get out, bam, you want to fight. Because you got a clean kill. And you get to add additional value while their dead player adds no value. That was a pretty good pulse, in my opinion. But, could have been better. See how you took a flank route and you were able to be in this fight way longer than the other fights before you had to recall. Instead of using all your blinks to get to their team, all you did was take a flank route and then get all these resources to actually fight with. In this case I was fine with that because you're trying to create space so you can cap it there. Are you gonna kill her? No, there's no way you're killing her. No reason to shoot her. Shoot somebody else who can't be killed. But now just get out. Instead of wasting time, just sitting here doing nothing, you should be setting up for next fight. Where to go? You could go through left side, wide around, so that they don't notice you going left side, and then you come out the height. You go through left side, you go through the bank area, come through, sneak through, get up to height, or sneak through bank, go back, go already to the third point, way behind. Then you're set up, as long as they don't know you're there. You crouch walk when you start to get close to them. Then fight starts, boom, you come in out of nowhere from behind them, they're not ready for it. You secure a kill on whoever your Winston's diving. Just, kinda doing it. Kinda doing it. But, target priority. Okay. Wrong target to prioritize. You don't really need to use your recall after your pulse. You could have just blinked back out. But I understand the reflex to just use recall. And then after you use recall, like I said, you don't have your get out of jail free card. You have to play more safe. And you didn't.
As they say, try again.
Let's get the payload moving. No.
You're a real lifesaver.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
How about a second chance?
I mean, what I've been saying over and over again. Just that. You should be setting up. You should be either just peek real quick in main, so that's where they think you are. Then you go on this flank route, or you don't peek main at all. They don't know where you're at. You go flank somewhere. In this case, they're all paying attention to that route. You can't flank that way. You're gonna have to go way far right to flank. Good thing you wasted your recall early enough to where it was kind of pre-fight. Why are you front lining? Okay. Not too bad there. Good peel for your healers. Bam. Oh, flank. They're not expecting it. Look at that. Flank mid-fight when they're not expecting it. They think you're main, because last time they saw you, you were main. Boom, you get a kill. You're gonna get good value on this Ash too. You're gonna kill the Ash too. Don't waste your pulse bomb. You just need to live there. You're up 3. You're up 3. You just need to live there. You do way more value by just living there than trying to make a big play. You already made the big play. But you're gonna win the fight anyways, because you guys already did so much.
Right along. I'm over the moon.
Probably could have just.
Time's almost up.
Oh,
Let's show 'em one last
probably could have just waited to switch spawns there. What are you doing? Okay, set up.
Let's keep it moving. Incoming.
Okay.
I'll take a redo.
Kinda do what I wanted you to do, but just executed very poorly.
Back in the fight.
Yeah, you've kind of done nothing for a little while here. Nothing that actually matters. Blink through their entire team, and you have to instantly recall. Probably could have looked for a better target there. Like that Mercy right there. Bam. Okay, you don't have to recall playing with your team a little bit more. I mean, kinda just stood around in front of an Ashe.
Let's keep it moving.
And you lose these, I assume.
Bob, do something.
Okay. So, yep. I mean, I hammered it the entire thing, but just to restate everything, layer sensitivity a little bit. Looks a bit jittery to me, a bit excessive. You miss a lot of shots that you could probably hit. Not that your aim's horrible, but, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your sensitivity's fine, and you're just something else. You just haven't figured out how to aim extremely well yet. Whatever. I don't know. But you get my point. Just try it. On Tracer, you misprioritize targets. You continuously frontline instead of taking off angles. And what you should be doing instead is either showing main and then showing main pre-fight, then flanking, not letting them know you're flanking. Then when fight starts, then bam, you appear, get kill, get out, the team wins. Or you don't show your face at all pre-fight, and you're hidden somewhere on a flank angle, and then fight starts. Or if there's an opportunity where somebody's just standing still, maybe you just want to clip them, even pre-fight if they're standing still like that. But you see your opportunity, then you take it. The one time you really did that this game, you got 2 kills out of it. Cass, not too much to say. Wasted your ult, but Cass ult isn't that valuable anyways. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you could have taken high ground more often. It was fine. I would try to take more, once again, off angles. Kree, you can't flank. I mean, that's just the way it is. But you can create angles of pressure besides coming from main. And you definitely were sitting main with your team a lot on Cassidy. Anyways, hope any of that is helpful to you. And yeah, good luck improving.